Now we're thankfully seeing more and more living wall projects appearing and popping up in towns and cities throughout Ireland and the UK. And I'm particularly delighted to have discovered this PlantBox Living Wall system made by Biodiversity in the UK. And why am I so delighted? It's because it's a very, very user-friendly product. It's very, very simple to use for the domestic gardener. But that's not to say it's not suitable for commercial projects as well, because it is. But it's just so versatile, so easy to put together, made from 100% recycled plastic. Now what that means, as we all know at this stage, is it's stopping those horrible plastic bottles and things from going to landfill. Instead, they're being recycled in their plant in the UK and being made into these, which are going to become a thing of beauty in your garden. Now, these only arrived this morning and it has taken me literally just 10 minutes to put them together. Now I have the PlantBox Living Wall modules filled with compost, and the great thing about these systems is I can use them for nearly anything. I could start seeds in them if I wanted. I could grow little edible plants, I could grow herbs, succulents, or I could just have it very seasonal with bedding plants between summer and then maybe some winter bedding. Really whatever you want you can plant in a living wall. You can change it with the season, as I say, or you can change it every year or every 2 or 3 years, depending on what you want to do. The compost I'm using, by the way, is the Living Green compost. Now that's a certified organic compost. It's made primarily from worm casts, and anybody who knows me will know that I'm a bit of an anorak when it comes to my earthworms, because of the good they do in our soils and the value of their worm casts. It's full, of course, this compost is full of nutrients, but it's also, because of the worm cast element, it brings a probiotic and immune boosting element to whatever I'm going to plant in it. So that's why I'm using that. And what I've decided to plant in my little corner today is a mixture of some winter flowers and some winter interest. So I've got some nice heathers, which are going to be loved by the bees, of course, during the winter. I'm putting in some of the bugles, some of the purple-leafed ajuga. You know, the flowers of that in early spring and late spring will also be loved by the bees. And then just for some texture and evergreen colour throughout the winter, I'm putting in a nice little red grass, Sunsinia rubra, and some nice evergreen ferns. Now that's the last one in place, and what I've been doing all the way up, and it comes with them, these little clips, just for stability. Attach them together, you'll hear them click into place, and that just keeps them from falling away, if you like, from falling apart. Now all the load is going straight onto the ground, so there's no load bearing on the wall, if you like. However, I am going to put a couple of screws in here just for stability again, and just to hold them back onto the wall so they don't fall forward, okay? As I say, you can use these PlantBox living wall systems for anything, seeds, edibles. I put in a bit of winter colour and texture here. I think it's going to be lovely. They're made from 100% recycled plastic. I absolutely love them. The whole project from nothing to this has taken me about an hour. Couldn't be much easier, and I love the effect. I love the finished product. In fact, I think I love it so much I want to continue and do the whole wall. Now, it seems like there's nothing that the people in biotexture haven't thought of in terms of the design of the PlantBox living wall system, because one of the biggest challenges with any living wall system is water and irrigation. And here they couldn't have made it much easier. You water through one of these little filter trays, which I fitted earlier, and because of the modular system, if I water it in here, it travels down into all the reservoirs. The plants, through the capillary matting which you saw earlier, take up the water from the reservoir, so they're never overwatered. but equally they always have access to water. Their roots aren't sitting in it because the shelf is beneath the roots and the water is in the reservoir, and you just water it from one position. Now you can do it like I've just done there by hand, or you can very simply fit an automatic irrigation system into this, so you never ever have to worry about it. As you can imagine, that's what happens in these huge, vast green wall installations in our cities. Nobody's out there watering them, but they have an automatic irrigation system. And what you'll see here, see this yellow bit, that's a float gauge, if you like, and you'll see here it quite simply says E for empty and F for full. So when it's up at the top, the reservoir is full. When it's gone down, your reservoir is empty. So it's very easy to spot it. It's the knackiest little yoke that I've ever seen. And when you think that it's all looking a bit empty, particularly during the summer months, just give it a top up.